snaking and the snake. The snake is an animal that God put here so that man, as he studied nature to survive, wouldn't miss the unavoidable truth that snaking someone, especially with poison, and causing their death was an unavoidable evil that would bring about the point of no return. What does it profit a human to betray God's Son, his light among us, in the end, and gain a bootlicker's pittance following a bunch of snakes? So this video is about light contact, touch. It is about martial arts competitions. I'm sure that you'll agree with me by the time that I'm done. So light contact. To outmaneuver and identify the Khan's tactics. Kin, A-C. The T is the female ending. Both T's can be removed. Can, A-C. Ka, know. To know something. C. Or no spirit. Ka, no. Ka without the ka. C. You can see in your opponent. Touch. 2-I-C. Ka, at. Ka, a. Cat, a. Cat, I. Cat, e. Chi, 2 are all part of the wordplay. Sparit. Spirit. Spirit. Sport, I. Parrot. Pair the two combatants for sparring to see who's truly in the spirit. Who is the arrow that points the way? The arrow. Martial means to order and to arrange, especially people by worth. We'll revisit this later. It goes back to, who are you? Alice in Wonderland, the caterpillar, the butterfly, transformation, to raw join versus to reinvent, the social order, the new world order. Who are you? We'll revisit that later as well. So in the story of Harcesis, Horus, son of Isis, I'll put one of the versions of the story at the end. Thought and Shu agreed that justice should prevail and not brute force. Justice. The heart of the Council of Gods was lacking other than thought and Shu. Thought and Shu, that you think, right? And Shu, show, see, so, say, the show. Seth testified against himself, saying that the heir of the cattle, remember the cattle of Ra, the heir of a father who is going to inherit the cattle should not have his cattle taken by strangers or others. The head of the Martial Arts Council, or the Council of Gods at the time, perhaps, Council of Sages, agreed with him that the heir should get control of the cattle, control of the masses of people, the sheep, the cattle of Ra. The more, remember, Ra is not just the god of the spirit of righteousness. He's the spirit of everything, marshaling with the spirit of righteousness, especially in the supernatural realm. If he allows the world to go to hell, it's because the world is unworthy of the righteous. Moral inheritance, more like God. In the absence of an established pharaoh, before mind control completely overtakes man, we must look at the moral inheritance. You know them by their works. The accompanying moral code of martial artists and martial arts, of true martial arts. Indoors versus outdoors. Where are you trying to go? If you're trying to see who's the best martial artist of this world, you go indoors. Artificial this, artificial that. Superficial, artificial. Kids play, the mat, the UFC arena. Brute force, artificial. To go outdoors, the doorman. Okay, Horus the L door, the way to God. You go outdoors into nature, not your indoor L, natural, not your L. No Ra L. And the martial arts system says team, so's team, sees team. What you say is key. Playing stupid is stupid. Not walking in the light and telling the truth is evil. The martial arts, quote-unquote, systems, right? The quote-unquote martial arts systems that roll with this culture of injustice and were allowed to exist are contaminated. Look at capoeira and how it's been treated and how they've given Brazil the credit for it and not Angola and ultimately not Pharaoh. The Vision Martial Arts in San Jose. There's this Vision Martial Arts schools. There are Vision Martial Arts schools. There's 3 schools. In the same city my dad has this practice for over 3 decades now. Perhaps more. Okay. And he's friends with the eye doctor who gave me these glasses. Right? As a result of them blinding me, and you can see my reduced shape. Do you really think that I would accept this reduced shape? No. They sabotaged me. I would have to be out of my mind to agree to being reduced and to some kind of trick when I was in such great shape before. And you can see it in some of my videos, and I have videos of me flexing with my shirt off. There's no way to fake that. Not at this time. All right. So, the Eye of Horus, right? Vision Martial Arts. The Eye of Horus, the eye doctor. 2019, Shuhari, to go a different way from the martial arts system. When the systems are contaminated, the hero or the decent martial artist, must go away from the system. Period. You need a moral foundation. Moral, foundation. The foundation must be the A that is being shunned. Satan is the god of this world. If your systems are accepted in a Western-dominated world, okay, where even the Chinese are ruled by the Communist Party, right? In a free trade, kind of Western-styled world global trade system, okay, you must understand that in the Western system, Satan is the god of the world. Therefore, if your system is allowed, certainly it is not of the spiritual realm, but of the world. Isis also was tricking Seth in the form of a fair maiden, and it was a shepherd who had the cattle. A shepherd. Think the Bible. An Enki. Mischief. Shepherd. Knowledge. Intelligence. Okay. After years of sabotage, while they have expensive equipment, no one could beat me when they put their heads together. Experience, with all their experiences together, meant nothing compared to God's natural selection. He's a natural. Females come in mass at the wrong point in martial arts and don't obey. They waited until pure evil was about to definitively finish taking over, and they don't obey Pharaoh. We must consider the mental component, mind, body, soul, spirit of martial arts. Movement, meaning mind, like mentality. Overlordship, fighting for honor, page 162. The overlords or chief of chiefs, positions attained only by the boldest among these, the chiefs, the most considerate and wise. Right there in the word considerate. Rate. What is the trajectory of society? To be the most considerate, you must consider evil, not people's feelings. Martial arts isn't about sparing people's feelings and making people with false pride feel good. It is about truth and considering the trajectory of the enemies, trying to overtake the Pharaoh. Consider the air war, air war, Horus the Great One, the face of the Great One, the point of life. Heros in the Greek system means master. Heroes means master. We have the movie examples. We'll get into that momentarily. The hero myths. The hero is the true master in every system that makes sense. In every culture that makes sense. We have the Witten Gamut picture of the Pharaoh, and I'm running way behind time. Pharaoh is the chief, right? Poor O, for O. Fair O being the winged disc of Ra, the reproductive cycle symbolic of the sun. He's also the upholder of Mayat, the divine order, being a play on words for mate A. One blow in martial arts combat from Ra's leopard son. Leopard in the Kunini, Angolan, capoeira culture is symbolic of the surgeon. Right? He was the surgeon. The surgeon was called the leopard. Surgical strikes. Okay. If you are not humble enough to obey the top martial artist, you are not a martial artist. Surgery, surge, A-Ra. Surge, ear-eye. Surge, ah-ra. Surge, arrow, A-Ro, pointing the way. Out, maneuver, with the word man. I, over. It's the way out, outdoors, outmaneuver. Okay, so the martial art movie's overkill's the point. Calligraphy, teacher, the older, wiser teacher outmaneuvering the younger guy, right? Calligraphy, Kali is a deity. Graph E, also see all I, graph E, see all I. G, the deity, earth deity, Gaia, G key. Rape, high, rape I, all wordplay in calligraphy. Read and read, phonetics. Scribe, see, Rabbi, rabbi, right? They're copycats and not the great leopard or the great falcon son of the leopard. Sage, e-gaze and e-gaze. It's like a teacher who's unworthy staring at you like you're doing something wrong when they're doing something wrong. So now let's consider generational moral will. Cultivation, and culture. Consider their immoral breeding cycle. Stealing, which is a play on words for sealing, T with the feminine suffix, last days, lass in a daze, in a trance. They're stealing the most healthy brides, which is a play on words for bird ease, which goes back to the falcon's family. And leveraging technology and false pride-based worldly networks and social clubs to beat up the oppressed. Consider their immoral breeding cycle, stealing the most healthy brides with trickery and leveraging technology and false pride-based worldly networks or social clubs to beat up the oppressed. This is worse than a drunk pirate beating the wife he has forced to marry him and it ending with her death after she says, "Do you think that makes you a man?" It makes him a bitch, and it makes the other quote-unquote martial artists bigger bitches than that. Sniveling thieves, rape cult cowards. The nerve they have to even call themselves martial arts, much less demand fame, much less go for fame, much less deny me my rightful place and not stand with me. The nerve of those demonic cowards. Martial arts insight, mind over matter, not letting the matter dominate you. Martial, marital, material. Martial to order to arrange. This includes token minorities, Prince Hall Masons. What prince are you serving? Broly, the advisors to the king. Who are you advising? Who are you serving? It's not me. I've told you to obey. I've told you to rally. I've told you to present your daughters to me and not to the rape cult system. You refuse to obey. When you say no, God says no. You fools. You cowards. You mental midgets. You weaklings. Generational moral will. Inheritance, in hero, tone, tune, see, so, say. In Haru, on, Ra's call center, Heliopolis, see, so, say. What you say matters. Playing stupid is stupid. Actions speak louder than words. My father's surgical strike with a shoe when he spanked me was a form of conveying this message. This is what righteous indignation feels like. When it hits the flesh, regardless of where. Obviously, some people are mature, some people aren't. Discipline. Disc I, plan A. The disc, the sun disc, the wing disc, the raw. Focus. Fuck us. Now that you have been raised to be moral and not rich, right? How can you fuck us? A bunch of bitches acting like bitches. So it results in the focus. It's right there in their word. They've designed a system where the righteous man calls them names, calls them out, cusses them out. Serious, series A-I. Raise, ra, I, see. Repetition. Ra, put I, shun evil, or rape I to shun. Think about the syllables in raise. Ra, I, see. Sell a bowl. Sell a ball. Break the spell. Who summoned me? Same one. Some on. Royal martial arts line chosen by God. Who trained who historically in the first place? You know them by their works. DNA and. Backwards. DNA, patriarchal line of the alpha, breeding in Seth's colonialist cycle versus the samurai ending or saved for good and eventually to be screened out possibly in 2019, 400 years, the Jews, 1619, the official starting date of slavery in America, according to mainstream historians, also Bob Marley song 400 years, bred toward or around the heart, Obi, King Heart, hut, and temple, hut, and play on words for hate. Hate for what? And we'll get into the rest in part 2.